welcome back everyone, Toy Shiz here, and we are back yet again for another McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse video. I know it's been a little bit, I'm tanned, I'm rested, and I'm ready to give this old YouTube channel a wedgie again, because it's been too long. How are you? I hope you guys are all doing great. I finally found some new DC Multiverse figures that I have been after. I did cancel my Entertainment Earth pre-order with the case, because with the exception of Cowboy Batman, I have them all now that I have Hal Jordan in his armor suit. Everyone remembers the 90s Hal Jordan in his armor suit when he did battle with Mongul because he can't go up against the color yellow. Now, this is definitely one of those cases where I had to think back without looking at the source material and ask myself, is this accurate? And then when seeing the source material, I immediately went, no, but it's a clever reuse of the steel body. So I'm not too mad about it. I'm actually more stoked that we got this because it's interesting. Here's the barcode for Hal Jordan in his armor suit, or I've been calling it the MONGUL BUSTER suit. You can call it whatever you want. It's a really cool, powered up, armored up Hal Jordan. So this is going to be an absolute blast. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, straight from the 90s, Hal Jordan in his MONGUL BUSTER armored suit. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Here's Hal all out of the packaging, and he's got his steel hammer, which is very cool. This is, again, one of those characters, one of those suits, one of those really cool niche 90s figures that, even though it's not totally accurate to the source material, it's still pretty much there. So for that alone, it's pretty cool. And this is exactly how I would pose him on my shelf. It's that simple. Yes, I would have loved an extra hand just so he can better hold the hammer, but you can definitely achieve that pose like it's shown on the artwork on the back of the box. And for that alone, that's what I likes it for. And yes, for those wondering, Hal Jordan does grab Steel's hammer after a battle to then, well, pretty much break it right over Mongul's face. It's a great moment in time in DC Comics. It's the whole prelude to the whole, we'll say, Emerald Twilight, the end of Hal Jordan, and in becoming Parallax. I like the cell shading on this figure. It's few and far between. Yes, like I said, it's a reuse of steel. It's got new parts and pieces to make it more of that Hal Jordan armor suit, which I definitely appreciate. And he does have a new head portrait of which you can see Hal, you can see his mouth and nose, and then he has the big helmet piece. And yeah, the articulation is there. It's not going to be mind-blowing. It's not crazy. It's not, oh my God, wow, look at this brand new articulation. Same stuff we have seen before. But I do appreciate how they have given him at least enough new parts and pieces. The green, they gave him the steel hammer, of which it's a lot better shape than the original steel hammer. It's a lot less gummy, we'll just say. So that's cool. You're still going to have to deal with the feet. Use the stand that he comes with to better achieve that. There's no cell shading on the back. We'll say comic book shading, not cell shading. But yeah, it totally works. I totally dig it. And it's just the right amount. For those wondering, does he glow in the dark? A lot of people, before I had got this figure, had said, yeah, he totally glows in the dark. And I didn't think to ask them any further than that. I just thought, yeah, he glows in the dark. Well, I mean, the Green Lantern symbol glows in the dark, so at least he's got that. But that is a nice touch, because there are some figures in the past that really would have done well had they been glow in the dark. So I'm happy that they included this on there. So while it's not exactly source material accurate, it's still pretty close, and I dig it, because when you have the likes of Cyborg Superman and Mongul, McFarlane Toys, I would not mind a quick repaint redo of Mongul before things go south, just saying. But perhaps these two get together, and you got Engine City going, and Hal's gonna break in to stop this terrible duo, and well, wouldn't you know it, Mongul fractures his arm, fractures his knee, and yeah, Hal's had enough. So he grabs Steel's hammer, has the willpower to take him down, that's a key aspect, and boom, forms this green armored suit, ignores all the pain, and promptly demolishes Mongul. Which, hey, that's again a poignant moment ever since the destruction of Coast City. And then losing his power ring because of using it for self-indulgence, that kind of thing. So I like it. It's definitely a great addition to the 90s DC Multiverse collection. And having this Hal Jordan to have Supergirl, Superman, and then any number of the Reign of the Superman figures, specifically Eradicator and Cyborg Superman, heck yeah, so again, if you're a 90s DC Comics fanatic, you're definitely going to want this Hal Jordan. And before we go, speaking of which, yes, I've had to cobble together my own 90s Hal Jordan, just FYI. You can swap between the parallax heads and the digital wave head portraits. I have to say that the Spectre Hal Jordan is pretty cool. I totally dig that. Not exactly easy to come by, right? That was the whole thing online. But what a 10-year span Hal Jordan had in the 90s to go from HAL to MONGUL BUSTER to Parallax and then, well, just full on die and become the Spectre. So there you go. Hal Jordan is a very interesting character. I like Hal Jordan in the sense of the buildup from he is a hero to then he becomes a villain. You can't really swap or leave any of those parts out and then call it Hal Jordan. I think that's where a lot of the animation has made mistakes and everything else. So yes, through and through, Hal Jordan as Parallax, he's my favorite. But anyways, you've heard my thoughts, and now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything HAL. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, and until the next one, I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.